Good morning, everybody. Oh, look, there's Neil. Hi, Neil. I am alone today. We didn't know this last week, but Charlie had to go out to Bozeman to be a good dad to his daughters. So Charlie right now is on a plane to Bozeman, Montana, and he's going to be gone for a couple weeks. He won't be back be back next week, but after the live stream. So I've been working on what I can play for you alone. And hi, Mark Wilson. Hi, Steve Arona. Nice to see you. I was listening to Raleigh do his show on Sunday, and I realized that he's really good about, bringing out songs that he loves from other writers. And so it made me think about, hi, Janet Simpson. Hi, Nancy Baskett. Hi, Amy Roche. And hi, Kathy Marzik. All you good guys showing up. Thank you. It reminded me that in 1972, I think, or so, my brother got a Walkman, one of the first Walkmans. Hi, Grant Elgard. Nice to see you. Hi, Canada. My brother got a Walkman, and he came up to me. I'm like 9 years old, and he puts the headphones over my head. And what he plays me, he has on there Bonnie Raitt's album Streetlights, which I've never heard before. And I still remember that moment of hearing her sing that CD, which was a tape, of course. Hi, John Ferrulo. Hi, Raleigh Brown. Raleigh Brown, I'm singing your praises. Hi, Warren Bendler. Hi, Mary Williston. Anyway, so this is the song that made me want to play guitar. And so my brother gets a lot of credit for, I don't even know if he asked me. I think he just stuck them on my head, see what happened. And I loved it because of this guitar part. Raleigh Brown says, did I miss it? Raleigh, I mentioned that you're really good about playing the songs of other writers and that you like, and so I felt I should do the same thing. Hi, Barry Kasendorf. Hi, Frank Goodman from Portland. Jesus that cried. Well, let's start it right. Let's not screw it up. Hold on. I printed it out. There we go. Roll back the tape. Jesus cried, wept and died. I guess he went up to heaven. I've been downtown such a long, long time. Never make it home by 7. Won't you come and take me home? I've been too long at the fair. Lord, I just can't stand it anymore. Hi, Tricia Cronin. I went down to Jason's, walked till my feet got sore. I never knew what laughing was till you walked out the door. Won't you come and take me home? I've been too long at the fair. Lord, I just can't stand it anymore. Give my soul to Abraham, give my soul to Saul, give my bones to Canada, my teeth, they don't hurt at all. I don't know who made the highway, I guess that's just my pride, but I have seen the Prince of Darkness on his charger ride. Silver blade is gleaming, the scales are in his hands. I swear that night is falling, don't you lose another man. won't you come and take me home? I've been too long at the fair. Lord, I just can't stand it anymore. Lord, I just can't stand it anymore. Kinda played it better when I wasn't worried so much about whether or not I was gonna do it right. Hi, Catherine Hupp. Hello from Mile High. Hi, Brenna Hoffman Olivier. Good morning from the San Francisco East Bay, San Leandro. Frank Olivier, good morning. Hi, Rhonda Scott Merrick. Warren Bendler, thank you. So, anyway, that was one of the first songs I ever wanted to learn. And I'm way into bass notes. It just seemed like this beautiful Escher painting or something of music, and I just wanted to do it. So, anyway, I wanted to remind people, in case anybody out there is looking for something to do the third weekend of September, that Charlie and I and Sloan Wainwright and Glenn Rothel are doing a songwriting and voice workshop and guitar here in Nelson, New Hampshire. There's information on my page. And now I have another one. I decided I would do this twice. So this is a more recent song that I just fell in love with. Again, because of the musical part. This is an Antje Dufcote song. And she does it on the piano. And so I went and figured out, how can I do that piano part on the guitar, which I'm sure other people have done as well. But Cindy Morgan, good morning. I got to mail you a CD. Sometimes brothers leave us with good stuff. Your bass notes are impeccable, says Neil. Thank you. Brothers do leave us with good stuff. I also like really repetitive riffs. Somehow I just find this entrancing. I could play it all day. Poor Charlie. I did. When we were in Rome, I was working on this riff in our little Airbnb because there was a guitar on the wall. And I probably played this a lot more than he wanted to hear it. You're not the first to ask, probably not the last, and I don't expect you to understand why I stay up on this rock after the birds had gone and all of the waves turned to sand. And I am a lighthouse in a desert, and I stand alone. I dream of an ocean that was here a long time ago, and I remember his cool waters, and I still glow. And these days, sunlight has bleached my paint, the moonlight has made it plain. Nobody needs me to call them home, but I swear there was a time when I would shine for him through the night. He was the only ocean I have known, and I am a lighthouse in a desert, and I stand alone. I dream of an ocean that was here a long time ago, and I remember his cool water, and I still glow. Now my lantern bears a crack, I know he'll not be back, but I can leave the light on forever. 'Cause I am a lighthouse in a desert, and I stand alone. I dream of an ocean that was here a long time ago, and I remember Hi, Ginny Murphy. Nice to see you. Hi from Fine, from me probably, and Ray in Pinnacook. Hi, Ray. Good to see you, Ray DeMarco. Warren Bendler. Our long-suffering significant others get to listen to us practice riffs endlessly. It's true. If you live with a guy who does it, you're almost simply battling back against the riff you've been listening to for a long time. So I brought a poem today. It's interesting. It feels very different not to have Charlie sitting here. He's really good company. And I was saying to him as we were taking a walk the other day, I said, well, I'll do fine without you. And it's not like you talk a lot. And he said, I know, but I know he's sitting here. So there's a human. Maybe I should have put up, I should have brought Mr. Chicken, but Mr. Chicken's over there. So this is a poem by Mary Oliver. I've been reading Mary Oliver again. I don't know why, but these are the books that right now I'm reading in the morning. And this is one of my favorite poems from her book called Blue Horses. This is called If I Wanted a Boat. And I like how it talks about the fact that we aren't necessarily in control of our own lives. It's called If I Wanted a Boat. If I wanted a boat, I would want a boat if I wanted a boat that bounded hard on the waves, that didn't know starboard from port and wouldn't learn, that welcomed dolphins and headed straight for the whales, that when rocks were close would slide in for a touch or two, that wouldn't keep land in sight and went fast, that leaped into the spray. What kind of life is it to always plan and do, to promise and finish, to wish for the near and the safe? Yes, by the heavens, if I wanted a boat, I would want a boat I couldn't steer. I love that because I feel like often my life is a little out of control. Oh, thank you, Steve Verona. There you are posting it. I'm going to read it again. If I wanted a boat, I would want a boat if I wanted a boat that bounded hard on the waves, that didn't know starboard from port and wouldn't learn, that welcomed dolphins and headed straight for the whales, that, when rocks were close, would slide in for a touch or two, that wouldn't keep land in sight and went fast, that leaped into the spray. What kind of life is it to plan and do, to promise and finish, to wish for the near and the safe? Yes, by the heavens, if I wanted a boat, I would want a boat I couldn't steer. So Mary Oliver. And that makes me think that where I'm going to go now is, I do this when Charlie isn't around because he doesn't need the long story and all that. But this is a song I wrote after doing a gig at a nudist colony in 2013 or 2012, one or the other. Maybe it was 2012. I think it's 2012. 2012, I did a show at a nudist colony in Montana. And I took the gig because my relationship had just ended that summer. And I was looking for a way to fill my time. And so when my agent during that summer had offered me a gig at a nudist colony, I said, sure, I'll take it. Because she assured me that I would not have to take my clothing off, which she knew was a problem for me because I'd played at a nudist resort in Oregon with David Roth in the late 90s. And I had a complete meltdown and they'd found me in the back of my rental car in a fetal position. And so I take this gig. It's Labor Day weekend, 2012. I fly up and I fly into right over the border in Washington State. And the guy who runs the nudist colony meets me in his car and he's going to give me a ride. And I get in the car and he has all his clothing on, so I think we're going to be fine. And we drive to the nudist colony. And as we drive, we talk about things. And what he does is he tells me about his political theories of nudism, which I'm totally on board with. They're fine. His political theories of nudism are fine. It's fine as long as it's theoretical. I'm probably fine. But what happens is we get to the nudist resort, and it's dinner time, and he drops me off at the dining hall where I'm gonna have to do my show. And now apparently on this particular weekend, most of the people who have come to the nudist colony have been men, and I'm standing in the dinner line with a lot of men without their clothing on. And they're all holding a white towel that they can sit on for hygiene. And most of them are wearing shoes, but that's about it. And I'm standing in this line and I'm shorter than most of them. So I'm making just radical eye contact with everyone. All I do is to look in their eyes. And I somehow get through dinner. I can't remember how I managed to get through the meal. Oh, I know, because when you sit down, at least with guys, that's sort of what happens. They're under the table. So we have the meal. And then after the meal, I have to do a show on this stage that's about this high. In front of all the tables. And on this stage is a paisley carpet That's going to be important later. Paisley carpet, lots of blacks and reds, blues. I climb up on the stage, I get set up, I start doing my show, and about halfway through the first set, one of my bridge pins just goes flying off onto the stage. And I don't remember why it happens, but it just happens. It just pops out, probably because I've changed my strings. And I don't have another bridge pin with me in Montana. So I'm going to have to go find this bridge pin. So I stop playing and I get down on the floor and I start crawling around looking for my bridge pin while the naked audience watches. And after about 5 minutes of this, I still haven't found my bridge pin. And the MC, a very large man in white tennis shoes, decides he will come up and entertain the audience while I look for the bridge pin. So he comes up and he stands at the microphone, entertaining the audience while I am crawling around essentially at his feet. And I don't really remember what happened for the rest of the show. I think I was in sort of a fugue state by this time. This is the song that I had written the first time I played at a... the first time I played at a nudist resort, the Brighton Bush Hot Springs in Oregon with David Roth. Hi, Bonnie O'Donnell. Hi, Bunny Barnes. Hi, Paul Belfay. Hi, Elisa Joe. This is called the Weekend Workshop. If I come to your weekend workshop, do I have to dance to a drum in a field? I've spent 45 years learning to use my words to show how I feel. So don't put me with 25 strangers and then tell me to just let go. I've been in couples therapy. Show me something I don't already know. When I read the brochure that they mailed me, it said transformative and fun. How did I guess that meant get undressed and then beat on this drum? You can't cure me with drumming or dancing. Many, many people have tried. I'm repressed but polite. I say thank you and good night. And if they ask if I like it, well, I've lied. There might have been drumming and dancing when they landed at Plymouth Rock, but I can guess from which side. It wasn't my tribe. My people, we stand still and we talk. So that's a song I wrote when I was sometime in my mid-40s, because I say 45 years. I think actually if you listen to the recording, it probably says 42, because I think I recorded it in like 2008. It was much younger. I'm picturing a naked man with shoes. What an image. A large, naked, older guy with just tennis shoes. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. So I'm going to try this new one. Yeah, I'll try this. So I have a new song that I've been working on. Oh no, I have an audience participation. I forgot. So I'm thinking of making a t-shirt. And until 2 a.m. last night, or 3 a.m. when I woke up, can you see I did not sleep well? I was thinking of I shared this one with my therapist, Cindy Morgan. I was thinking of putting the cover of the CD on the front and lyrics on the back. Hi, Bunny Barnes. I think I need to go back and list that whole story. I was going to put the cover of the CD on the front, just as a line drawing, and then the lyrics on the back. And the CD cover it's fine, but it's not a great piece of art. And in the middle of the night, I thought, why don't I just put the lyrics on the front and not bother with the back? Because the line drawing is giving the CD company difficult times. And then I thought, why not use a different song than the title song? So I'm not sure what I'm going to do, but I want to give you two to look at. These are the lyrics to The Breathing Room, which is the title song. And this was going to be the back. And now I'm thinking it might be the front. So it would be, welcome to the breathing room. I come here sometimes. When are you breathing? How are you breathing? Just breathe and you will be fine. I could put this on the front, and maybe that would just be fine. And that would be the only cover. I mean, if you were going to get a CD, would you, it's not a cover, it's a t-shirt. This would be the t-shirt. However, I wonder, stay with me, if it should just look like this. If that wouldn't be more interesting as a t-shirt. Hold on. Aren't you fascinated by what I'm doing today? Hold on. Here we go. If this wouldn't be better as a t-shirt, I just instinctively think it is. When are you breathing? How are you breathing? Just breathe and you will be fine. In these times, this seems like a useful thing to say. Okay, so that's choice 1. Hi, Janet Simpson. Hi, Frank Olivier. This is choice 2. This is from the little caterpillar. And I thought, well, maybe this would be good on the front of. So if you saw this on the front of a CD, why do I keep saying CD? This on the front of a t-shirt. So these are our choices. There, straighter. I like the entire verse, says Warren Bendler. So here's one from Little Caterpillar. Now, as I'm doing it right now, it seemed better to use this one. And here's the other, although Warren Bender likes the entire verse. Hi, Lauren Payne. Needs to say, if you can read this, you're too close. So one of these two. I'm trying to think of for a t-shirt. If you have an opinion, I'd love to hear it. I've never done a t-shirt. I was going to do dish towels because I love dish towels. But I was at a camp recently where a woman said, yeah, but I can't wear a dish towel. So apparently a lot of people like to wear the thing. So like the first one, says Jack Quigley. I like the folded verse of the breathing room, says Bonnie. Thank you. Thank you, Bonnie. So Charlie, I'm going to give you this new song. Charlie, as I said, went to Bozeman. I think I like version 1 of my... Warren Bendler, the guys at that nudist camp would wear a dish towel. That's a good point. I like the breathing room lyrics without Welcome to the Breathing. Ooh, Kathy and Bonnie are here. Janet Wisniewski. So just to keep us hanging, did you ever find the guilty bridge pin? I did. I found it. How about just breathe and it will be fine, says Mark Wilson. I like the folded version, Mary Williston. Folded, when are you breathing? I wonder if this is a gender thing. Women are liking that one. Grant Elgar, just breathe and you will be fine is enough. Okay. Thank you all. I appreciate that. Keep telling me stuff because I'm gonna make a little tally. So here's a song I wrote for Charlie this week. He went to Bozeman because one of his daughters needs some help. And he's being a good dad, and I'm so proud of him for going. So I wrote this for him. Hi, Rumiko, the shorter version of breathing. Thank you. I wrote this week. For those of you following along, last week I had a song that we were going to use at our songwriting workshop as one of our templates, and hummingbird, the songs your summer flowers sing. Oh, hummingbird, when will you rest your weary wings? Hear your babies cry, danger in the nest. Oh, hummingbird, take your wings and fly far out west. The Missouri and the Yellowstone, the rivers that lead you home. Hummingbird, when will you rest? Where you're going, you're a long way bound. Come the night, where will you lay your head? Oh, hummingbird, make sure your babes are safe in their bed. The Missouri and the Yellowstone, oh, the rivers that lead you home. Hummingbird, when will you rest? Hummingbird, when will you rest? This is my favorite part. It's my favorite part of the song so far. Hummingbird, the songs your summer flowers sing. Oh, hummingbird, when will you rest your weary wings? The Missouri and the Yellowstone, all the rivers that lead you home. Hummingbird, when will you rest? Hummingbird, when will you rest? Oh, thank you, Warren. I like the guitar part too. And Bonnie is on to it. Hi, Jean Galligan. Nice to see you here. Okay, well, we got time for one more song. Let me look at my list. I appreciate you guys staying with me. I'll be here again next week. I'll see if I can learn some more songs from when I was a little kid. The first song I ever learned in my guitar lesson was Little Boxes. Do you guys remember Little Boxes? Little boxes on the hillside, little boxes full of dicky-dacky little boxes on the hillside, and they all look just the same. And somehow this was a key that I could sing in when I was 9 years old, 'cause I remember that I did not have a capo yet. Malvina Reynolds, that's right, Steve Arona. Thank you. Hi, Brenna Hoffman. Oh, Brenna says thank you. Says beautiful. Thank you very much. All right, what am I going to go out on? I'm going to go out on Angels in Rome, because I love singing that song. And I can do whatever I want. That's the thing, I can do whatever I want. It's pretty cool. Miss my boy, but I can do whatever I want. So anyway, thanks for being here with me. Raleigh will be doing his show tomorrow at 3 and Sunday at 10:30. And I'll be back next Tuesday at 10:30. When I dream of angels, mine are made of stone. They're way up high, but they do not fly. They stand on the rooftops in Rome. They watch over their city with cracked and broken wings, gravity bound and a little run down, like any true lasting thing. In paradise, the stories say nothing is faded or old. It's shiny and bright, everything is alright. The streets made of silver and gold. And the angels there look like nothing on earth that I have ever known. I prefer mine to have seen our times, like the angels in Rome. And do you like forever in your movies and your books? We went to Rome one summer to see how forever looks. It looks worn out and tired with heartbreak carved in stone. If it's always been here, if it won't disappear, then it looks like the angels in Rome. I dream of angels. They have cracked and broken wings. They're gravity bound, a little run down, but a true lasting thing. I dream of angels, mine are made of stone. They're way up high, they do not fly, they stand on the rooftops in Rome. Thank you all for being here with me. Take care of yourselves this week. Thanks for being part of this kind community. And we'll help keep each other sane in this world that we're living in for a while. Take care of yourselves. See you next week. Thanks. Bye.